Welcome to Fully In It, a show for moms who know they are called to so much more. Join me, Kate Saffel, a life and a business coach, and a woman on a quest to show that anything you desire for your life is truly possible. This show is about going fully in it for you and the people you love by showing up powerfully in all areas of your life. Join me for weekly episodes that will inspire you to follow your intuition, lead with integrity and heart, and create the life you've always dreamed of. Welcome to episode 111 of the Fully In It podcast. I'm so incredibly happy that you're here with me today. If you are brand new to my podcast, welcome. Feel free to go all the way back to the very beginning of this show, and there are so many incredible episodes for you to listen to and binge as I have shared my journey and my teachings on growth in motherhood as a woman and also in business and career over the last 4 years now. So I'm excited for you to hear all of that. And if you are a long-term listener, you know how grateful I always am that you have been here. It means so much to me. Okay, so for today's episode, I want to talk to you about seasons of focus. I think that we know logically that you can't do it all the time, right? You see this in motherhood when you have those days that are super busy and you want to throw your hands in the air and you just want to be like, I can't do it all. Because modern life can feel so busy. It can feel like there's so many moving pieces. There's so much weight and expectation on you. And so we can't assume that our lives are going to run smoothly all the time. And if you've been an adult for as long as I have, you know that sometimes life can feel really complicated. And there's always changes and things that are unanticipated right around the corner. It can feel like everything is going perfectly, or maybe not even perfectly, but life is just humming along. And then something happens like unemployment, or you're having challenges in your marriage, chronic illness, whether you or a family member. Maybe you need to move homes, or you've just moved recently. You've had some kind of transition when it comes to your home, or maybe even you've had a death in the family like we experienced last year. It's also possible that maybe you're in a season of necessary busyness. There's nothing you can cut out. You're just in it right now, and you have to be able to move through this season of busy. We can also confuse the possibility of us as modern women having it all with having to do and be it all the time. And the latter is an unreasonable expectation because it's just not possible for you to do and be it all the time. None of us were designed to run at a sprint pace for a marathon length of time. And that's really what this season of motherhood is, right? Like, you're in it for a very long time. And if your life and the pace that you're keeping has you constantly feeling like you can't keep up, eventually it has to shift and it has to change. So in some seasons of life, you may need to focus on one area of your life over all the others to create some necessary balance. I like to think about this in terms of business as well. I am an entrepreneur. I know you may be one as well, or you may be considering it. But in the business world, we have 4 quarters per year. There's quarter 1, quarter 2, 3, and 4. It starts in January, and they're each 3 months long, right? Kind of like our seasons in the year. And when I am planning out my business, I like to think quarterly. When I'm setting goals, I find that this helps me to not get too frantic about a month-to-month goal. I do still set smaller monthly goals, but I really love the idea of like, okay, for the next quarter, what am I going to focus on? What is the growth that I want to experience? And then when I get to the end of that quarter, I evaluate and then I think about where I need to focus my time and my energy for the next quarter. Because I know realistically, I am not going to grow my social media, grow my email list, work on the back ends of my business, launch a bunch of new products, and serve my people well all at the same time. So I have to decide and I have to be judicious in where I'm going to lean in. So right now in quarter one of 2023, I've been in a season of improving my business systems and working on the relaunch of Expand Mentoring membership for moms in business that is coming in April. However, in my home life, that is a different season of focus. And I've really been focusing on making our new apartment a home. We've been here for almost 3 months now, which is so crazy to think of. And so, these first few months, I've been buying furniture. I've been thinking about how do I want our home to feel? How do I want it to run? What is the way that I want my family to feel like when we're in this space? What is going to feel best for us? And trying to build a home life that honors that. I've really missed having a home. I'm sure I've said that in a couple episodes at this point. And if you're new to me and you're like, what is she talking about? We lived in and traveled full time around the US in our fifth wheel for 2 years. So we lived super, super tiny. And this apartment is our first home after the camper life. And it's so big. And it's not even probably big compared to most people's homes, but for us, it feels palatial. Like it is so big and it's incredible. We live about 10, 15 minutes from the ocean and we can go to the beach. There's palm trees everywhere. It's like a whole vibe in itself. But then there's also what's happening within our home. And so I've been focusing on what are the rhythms that we need in this season of life? Like, what are we doing for homeschooling? And what are the daily habits that we need to run this home? So we've been focusing on like, what are our daily tasks? What are the kids' chores that they are responsible for? Helping them to understand the flow of the day in a new house. Because now we have 2 bathrooms and both of those bathrooms need to be cleaned. We have a washer and dryer again. So we had to figure out like, how do we do laundry throughout the week in a sustainable way so that it's managed, it gets folded, it gets put away. Because when we were in the camper, we would go to a laundromat and we would do an entire week's worth of laundry at once. So this is a season that has just felt so satisfying. And in past seasons of our family life, we were focused on experiences and adventuring. We were traveling and wanting to experience more together, but outside of the home. Again, we lived in a tiny home. There wasn't really a whole lot to do in it. There wasn't a lot to maintain. So it was really wonderful. We would go hiking most days. We were driving from location to location, and that was where we focused our energy. You may be in a season where you need to focus on more rest and getting back to basics, whatever that means for you. Or it may be a season of big growth, whether that's for you or for your family. Maybe you're in a season of focusing on your health after a health scare and you're like, I have to start eating better. I have to start working out more. I just have to take better care of myself. Or maybe you're in a season of growing your business because you want to replace an income, whether that's yours or a partner's, so that your next season at home can be a season of more peace and stability. And sometimes that's really what we're doing. We're creating a season of focus because we know it's finite. Like, I am going to really put all of my time and energy in this one area because I want what it's going to create for me and for my family long term. So that's something for you to consider as well. The thing I want you to remember is that a priority, something that you are prioritizing, is one focus that is above all the others. You cannot prioritize everything at the same time, or it is not a priority, right? If everything is important, nothing is important. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to evaluate your current life, your home situation, your business, or your career. Are you telling yourself that everything is a priority? And it means that you're running ragged, the kids are cranky, home life is chaotic, or your career or business is barely hanging on. It's time to pull back and decide where you want to collectively give your time and your energy and let the other things go on the back burner. I felt that this past fall, and I've talked about this a few times, but we went through a big life transition because my husband went back to work and I was feeling all of that. Everything was a priority and nothing was, and I had to regroup. And so there were these questions I asked myself, which I'm going to share with you, that helped me to redefine what was most important. And I want you to ask yourself these. You can journal on them. You can come back to this later. But if you had to prioritize one thing for your family right now, what is that one thing your family needs most? And if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur mama, or you are in your career, ask yourself, if I have to prioritize one area of growth in my business or career, right now, I really need to focus on what? What is that thing that you want to put all of your efforts toward? Now, how you will know what to choose is this. You may want to look for an area of your life that is needing attention. Maybe it has been on the back burner, or maybe something acute has happened, again, like illness, a death in the family, a change in job situation, that kind of thing. Or perhaps it's just an area of your life where you just can tell you need some more focus. Sometimes there's signs that indicate a shift is needed as well. It's almost like how a doctor would look for symptoms. You want to look at your life and see what is kind of like yelling for your attention. So, for example, maybe your kids are extra tired lately. They're kind of just like slumping through the day. This may be an indicator you need to work on your home rhythms and cutting back. Or maybe you're struggling to feel confident in your business and you're just spinning your wheels. So for you, the intention would be to spend the next 3 months working on getting more certain and cleaning up any areas of confusion and then making a game plan moving forward. Maybe your health has been going downhill and you're feeling sluggish. You're so tired in your body. You're kind of just like trying to get through each day. And so for you, your season of focus is going to be on working out consistently, eating more healthy, getting plenty of sleep, taking supplements, whatever it is that creates health for you. So get clear on what this is in your home life. And then again, if you have a career or business in that area as well. And then I want you to give yourself 90 days to work on this area. So right now it's mid-March 2023. So let's say like April, May, and June, you use the rest of this month to make your plan, to figure out how you're going to implement this. And then April, May, and June would be your 3 months that you're going to work on building the needed systems, the habits, the mindset that will support you in growing in this season of focus, whatever it is for you. But I want you to think about who you will need to be to lead this kind of change. What is that version of you as a mom, as a woman, an entrepreneur, a professional, in all of your roles? Who do you need to be to lead this kind of change? And what do you need to believe about the value of this season of focus so that you can carry it all the way through and you don't give up or forget about it part way? What are you going to need to believe? And finally, how will your life look at the end of it? You know me, I love to get clear on what is the end goal. You get to July 1st and you've spent 90 days focusing on this. How do you hope your life will look? How will it feel? How will your days be running? Build a visual for yourself, because that can be the thing that pulls you forward. And if you're the type of person who, is really motivated by externals, like external motivation, external rewards, maybe you think of something that you are going to gift yourself or use to celebrate when you successfully move through the season of focus. Honestly, sometimes we just do this so informally because you just intuitively know, yes, I need to lean back. I need to focus on this one area. This is what my family needs most, and I am going to be the one to lead it. It doesn't always have to be a very formal endeavor, but know yourself and know if you're the kind of person who needs some more structure so that you will carry this out. Make sure you give that to yourself so that you can do it. Okay, I am going to be cheering you on. Feel free to message me on Instagram at Happier in Motherhood and just let me know, what are you going to be working on? Fill me in, and then we can celebrate in July when you get there. And if you're listening to this episode years down the road, totally cool. You can still reach out to me. I love hearing from you. Okay, mamas, I will see you next week. If you loved this episode, it would make me so happy for us to connect more. I have the most amazing free resources like a 5-day e-course that will help you feel more confident leading your days and your family, a guided visualization for imagining and creating the life that you want. And if you are ready to take everything that you hear in this podcast and create it in your own life, you're definitely going to want to book a free 50-minute call with me to see if coaching is the perfect fit for you. Head to thestreamlinedlife.com/hello to find all of the latest resources from me. And I am sending so much love to you and your crew. I will see you next time.